Hello and welcome to the second part of our presentation on microwave active components. Myself Sanjit Kumar Singh, lecturer in Electronics and Telecommunication at Praveen Patil College of Diploma in Engineering and Technology. The topics to be covered in this presentation are slow wave devices, that is the helical TWT, with respect to construction, principle of operation and applications. Then we will compare the performance of klystron, magnetron and TWT, and thirdly we'll see the transferred electron device, that is the gun diode, with respect to construction, operating principle, modes and application of the gun diode as an oscillator. The learning outcomes: first is to describe with relevant sketch the concept of the velocity modulation and bunching effect for the given microwave active tube. Secondly is to prepare or draw the applicate diagram for the given parameters of the microwave tube, and thirdly applications of the given microwave tube. Then fourth, comparison of the performance of klystron, magnetron and TWT on the given parameters. Fifth, describe with relevant sketch the transfer electron effect, that is the gun effect, for the given energy level diagram of gun diode. And sixth is to describe with relevant sketch the operation of the given microwave component. Of course, the course outcome of the third chapter remains to maintain active microwave components and devices. So here is our topic, traveling wave tube, TWT in short. TWT is one of the most versatile microwave wideband radio frequency power amplifier. It was proposed by Peirce and others in the 1946. TWT is a non-resonant helix. Earlier we have seen the magnetron, the two cavity, the reflex klystron are resonant structures, whereas here the helix used is non-resonant structure. So for the construction part, we see a similar gun assembly of the heated filament with the cathode radiating electron beam, and that beam is focused with the help of the focusing anode, magnetic field arrangement, electromagnet or permanent magnet electromagnetic field arrangement, that makes it a narrow pencil beam. Then we see the helical structure, the slow wave structure, that is actually a loosely wound thin conducting helical wire. It is non-resonating. Then the signal to be amplified is applied to the input waveguide through a coaxial cable or through a waveguide, and amplified version is obtained at the output cavity near to the collector. The collector is positively charged, so that it also accelerates the electron beam radiated from the other end of the cathode of the tube TWT. There is a attenuator. If we require to reduce the gain in our application, then this attenuator actually is a lossy metallic coating that is provided on the tube surface, that could be of Kanthal or Aquadag is used. So the signal to be amplified, radio frequency signal, is when it is fed to the input waveguide or through a coaxial cable, it is propagated along the helical structure. So it is moving on the helical structure. The radio frequency signal is moving at the speed of light, whereas its axial electric field, that is along the length of the tube, is moving slightly slower with respect to the, or nearly equal to the electron beam velocity. So the axial electric field due to the radio frequency signal travels with the velocity of light multiplied by the ratio of helix pitch. Pitch is the height between the two consecutive turns, or for 360 degree the height attained by coil is the helix. and the circumference is, of course, it is 2 pi r, where r is the radius of the circular bending of the helix. When the velocity of the electron beam is traveling through the helix approximates the rate of advance of the axial field, then interaction takes place between the radio frequency electromagnetic field and that of the electron beam electric field. So due to this interaction, there is amplification, there is retardation of the electron beam, or of the electron beam. The electron beam actually is providing the energy to amplify the signal on the helical path, and is collected by the coaxial cable on the other end of the tube, that is near to the collector, and a remaining electron beam is collected by the collector, which is positively charged. So the positively charged collector is actually also accelerating the electron radiated from the cathode on the other side of the tube. So there is, of course, velocity modulation, and as the radio frequency is traveling over the helical structure and there is a voltage induction, a second wave is induced on the helix that lags behind the main field by pi by 4. So it is lagging by almost 1/4 wavelength behind the original electric field, and bunching continues to take place as we have seen, and exponential amplification takes place as the wave electron beam is traveling towards the other end of the tube, towards the collector. The radio frequency signal goes on amplifying and is taken out from the other end to the output cavity, or through the output coaxial cable. Performance characteristics, so here we can see the TWT is very powerful. It can generate the frequency, it can amplify the signal of the frequency 0.4 to 95 gigahertz, milliwatt to megawatt. Signal can be either in the pulse mode or continuous wave mode, can be amplified using TWT with the efficiency 5 to 20% and noise figure 4 to 6, because here a bunching is taking place, that's why noise will be there. So what are the applications of the TWT? TWTs have mainly the amplification purpose. The TWT is used in microwave receiver as slow and low noise radio frequency amplifier. TWT are also used in wideband communication, like links and coaxial cables as repeater amplifiers, or in intermediate amplifiers to amplify low signals. TWTs have a long tube life, and hence it is used as power output tube or amplifiers in transponders of satellites. It is also used in the continuous wave high power. TWTs are used in troposcatter links because of the large power and large bandwidth to scatter over larger distance. TWTs are also used in high power pulsed radars and ground based radars. So here are some of the fill in the blanks to reflect upon what we learned so far. TWT is used as and then this density modulation of electron beam is in a TWT is produced by, and the main benefit of a TWT, the answer will be on the last slide or on the previous presentation. Now the comparison of the klystron with TWT. So klystron, we have seen in the first part of our presentation, it is a narrow band device which makes use of cavity resonators, whereas TWT are a wide band and more powerful due to the longer interaction compared with the klystron's amplifier between the radio frequency signal to be amplified and the electron beam. So this makes the velocity modulation more propounded, and more powerful output can be obtained in TWTs as compared with the klystron amplifiers. Here is a comparison table with respect to number of parameters we can go through. The secondly, here we have the semiconductor device used for microwave applications is transferred electron device, that is the gun diode. It is a very popular microwave diode, but it is not a diode in the usual sense because it is not having any junction like the conventional p-n junction we find in the diodes. So moreover, it is forming a special resistor when a small DC voltage is applied to it. So proper biasing, when it is properly biased, it exhibits negative resistance characteristics, and this negative resistance characteristics is against Ohm's law and is very useful in producing oscillations, sustained oscillations, or the microwave signals. What is gun effect? Gun effect was observed by scientist J.B. Gunn and named after him. In the year 1963, he discovered this effect, transferred electron effect, in a thin piece of N-type gallium arsenide and indium phosphide. N-type, since it is N-type material, means more electrons are there, and hence it is related with electrons rather than with the holes. So that effect is called the gun effect. So what is that effect? And that effect is also observed later in cadmium telluride and indium arsenide. This gun effect, actually a transferred electron effect, is a bulk property, that is of a material where power amplification is taking place. So in the adjacent figure we show the structure of a epitaxially grown gallium arsenide gun slice, where we have N-type substrate, N plus substrate as the main, and the gold alloy are used for connection coupling. So what is gun effect? If a relatively small DC voltage is placed across a thin slice of gallium arsenide, then negative resistance will manifest itself under certain condition. The condition is to ensuring high voltage gradient of near about 3.3 kV per centimeter. So if this condition is satisfied across a thin slice of gallium arsenide or indium phosphide, then it exhibits negative resistance characteristics. So moreover, oscillations will take place if the slice is connected to a suitably tuned circuit. It is seen that the voltage gradient across the slice of gallium arsenide is very high, and electron velocity is also high, so that oscillations will occur at microwave frequencies. So since the gun effect is a bulk property of semiconductors and does not depend upon either junction or contact properties, and is also independent of the total voltage or current applied, but it is dependent on the voltage gradient and is not affected by the magnetic fields. So remember, the gun effect is observed in N type of materials only, and hence it is associated with electrons only rather than holes, and the threshold voltage required is 3.3 kV per centimeter. So if the voltage gradient is 3.3 kV per centimeter or greater exceeding, then we observe the oscillations and the negative characteristics is exhibited by the thin slice. So what actually is happening? The working principle of gun diode is a transferred electron device, where the time it takes for the electron to transverse across the thickness of this slice is such that it is 180 degree out of phase with the applied voltage. The current is 180 degree out of phase with the applied voltage. So that is the transferred electron effect. gun effect that will exhibit negative resistance characteristics. So here we see the IV characteristics or VI characteristics of the gun diode. What we see, as the voltage is increased from DC voltage is increased from 0, it behaves normally like the conventional diode, where as voltage is increased, current increases, but after reaching the peak voltage, peak point, as we increase further the voltage, DC voltage, even a slight increase in DC voltage will cause the current to drop down. So this is the negative resistance region we see between the peak point and the valley point. So this is obtained, remember, it is obtained when we have the voltage gradient of 3.3 kV, 3300 volt per centimeter across the thin slice. So, and if we continue to have such oscillation, then we can have the microwave signal generated across a tuned circuit. So what actually is happening inside the gun diode can be understood with the help of the energy level diagram in the adjacent figure. So in the electrons loosely coupled valence electrons, or the n-type, in the n-type material, as it is doped with, will jump from lower energy level to higher energy level from in the conduction band. So as it is jumping from less dense to more dense area, the electron mobility is restricted, and therefore it will exhibit negative resistance characteristics, means current will not increase because the electron movement is restricted in higher energy level. Now the applications of the gun diode. Gun diode have many applications. One of the application is to produce sustained oscillation. Gun diode as oscillators are extensively used as radio transmitters and receivers, velocity detecting sensors. It is used in parametric amplifiers, radar sources, traffic monitoring sensors, motion detectors, remote vibration detectors, rotational speed tachometers. It can be used in wireless LANs, collision avoidance systems, anti-lock brakes, pedestrian safety systems, and many more applications. Here we see the symbol of the gun diode, and the internal structure of the gun diode is seen. And the diagram below shows the gun diode as an oscillator, where there is a gun diode injected inside the waveguide structure, and DC biasing is provided, and the lagging time we see lambda by 4. So what we learned in this presentation, and the answer for the fill in the blanks: the first, the TWT is acting as an amplifier. Second, in TWT the density modulation is taking place due to the helical structure of the slow wave structure of the tube over which the radio frequency is traveling. And thirdly, the TWT is a wide band, which is a major advantage of the TWT. Then we saw the comparison of the TWT with the klystron. We saw here we have the comparison of frequency versus the power on for a different types of microwave amplifier tubes and oscillators. And thirdly, we have the transferred electron device, gun diode, a structure that is not a conventional diode but made of n-type material, which is favorably biased in such a way that electron or the electron current taking time to traverse from one side to another is such that it will be lagging by 180 degree. So that will exhibit the negative resistance characteristics and is very useful in producing sinusoidal oscillations if sustained oscillation can be produced, and resonating cavity can be taken out. So thank you.